I usually turn off the house lights, the overheads, when I film in a set like this. Today, I left them on, but it wasn't just as easy as leaving them on. There were some other things involved. Let me show you around this set and explain a little strategy as to why I left the house lights on and how I got it all to work. To help you understand my approach to this set, first we have to talk about lighting temperature. Lighting temperature is a range measured in Kelvin. You probably see this when you go buy a light bulb. There's cool white, there's soft white, and you see a number on it. 3200 Kelvin, 3200 K, is a nice warm light. 5600 K is considered daylight. And so there's a range of these Kelvin values that lights can be. Most production lights that you buy are 5600 K. That's a daylight balanced light. But you can also buy lights that have a range of color values that you can select what kind of Kelvin value you want. That's what I brought today, and that's important. Well, let me show you around the set. So this is our set, and when I first came in, what I know about this room is that these lights in the ceiling are about 3200 K lights. They're very warm lights, and to our eye, the walls look white and everything looks fine. The problem is that if I were to put daylight balanced lights in here and keep these lights on, I'm getting mixed lighting. So I'm gonna have 5600 K coming from my lights, and then I'd have 3200 K coming from the ceiling. Let me show you what that looks like if I change my light values. Now here's what it looks like with my production lights set to 5600 K. Now the other thing is you have to set your camera's white balance to whatever you want to set it to. Ideally you would match the lighting, and that's what makes white look white. That's what makes colors look normal. In this case, my skin tones may look normal because I have 5600 Kelvin lights firing at me, but look at the background. Absolute garbage. That can't happen. That's why with typical daylight balanced lighting, we're going to cut off any overheads that we have so that we can control the lighting. And oftentimes that control looks like bringing in my own production lights and shooting a bounce light at a ceiling, or getting some room tone, or putting some upsplashes on the wall. Again, using the color temperatures that I want and where I want. This room is actually lit pretty well. It's just got 3200 K lights. So what that means is I need to match my lights to 3200 K. Let's do that now. So now my lights are matched to 3200 K, the overheads are 3200 K, but it still looks like garbage. Why? Because my camera's white balance is still set to 5600 for the production lights. So to get around this, and you probably see where I'm going with this, all of the lights in the room right now are 3200 K. All I gotta do is change my camera white balance to 3200 K, and you get, now it looks pretty good. Neutral tones, everything looks like it's 5600 K. It just looks neutralized. The camera's white balance matches all the lights in the room, so everything looks pretty normal. The only other consideration I'm looking at is, what are these overhead lights doing to the person that's in the scene? Meaning, do I have a light that's shining on them that's giving me unwanted control over the lights? In this case, I do, right above me. All around the room, there's not only these big lanterns that just generate some general soft light, but there's also these can lights. And as you can see, I had to flag off one of the can lights using some of this black, it's kind of like aluminum foil that's black. It's called photo foil. And that just prevents this particular light from casting harsh light down onto the subject, which is right below. All the other lights provide a nice background look and do exactly what they were intended to do when they were installed.